welcome to Board Online, Board Offline. Today I'm bringing you the second part in our playthrough of Fallen Land. Now we're going to go and get started with the actual gameplay. The previous video was the setup. I do want to make it clear, I kind of mentioned in the last video but didn't really clarify. There's 4 different difficulty levels, I believe. I'm playing the 3rd tier up, and the first tier of that difficulty scale is what they recommend for newcomers, where you'd only be playing against 1 enemy. So I just want to make that clear to anybody who's watching. If you think this is what you'd be dealing with, you know, if you were just starting out playing solo, no, you can scale that up. I beat the first level, I beat the second level, so that's why I'm playing now the 3rd level of difficulty for solo play. We're using variant number 2. So let's get right down to the board and we'll get into our playthrough of Fallen Land. All right, so here we go. Let's begin. So first is the effects phase. Resolve in the following order: world encounter and other card effects. Apply infected wounds damage. Discarding characters who have reached their maximum damage or 3 psychological damage. Okay, none of that applies right now, so we're good to go. Next, deal. Each player receives 1 action card. If applicable, deal extra action and or spoils cards received from Town Technologies. Well, that extra stuff doesn't apply yet, but I do get an action card. So what do we have here? Recon Scout. Played during the party exploits phase before drawing an encounter card. Look at the next 3 cards from 1 encounter deck and replace them in any order. By the way, I have a maximum hand limit of 7 action cards. I'm at 4 right now. Okay, next up we have resource production. Receive all town health and salvage coins produced. Well, as I showed you before, I get 1 town health. So down here, right down here, I'll just move this up. All right, so this will just move up to here. So 31 town health, need to get to 80 to win. And also, so you can see I have the prestige over here that I got from those different cards, and everybody else is still down here. All right, next up is the auction house. Open bartering on spoils cards located in any auction house. This occurs simultaneously for all players. However, in the solo variant number 2, the way that works is I instead draw 3 spoils cards, and then I can purchase any or all of them for their listed salvage coin value. Now, I only have 6 salvage coins, so chances are nothing I draw here is I'm going to be able to buy. So let's see what we get. So we've got the compass and maps for 4, so I could get this actually. Let's see what it gives me. It's equipment and survival. Ignore delays from the failed encounter and mission cards. Ignore action cards that cause unwanted movement or delays. And it gives me +1 movement as well. I'm currently at +2 movement because of the mopeds that I have to have and my stunt driver. Okay, so I could buy that, but let's see what else we got. 5. Okay, I could buy this too. So, soldering kit, equipment, technical stove. Oh, by the way, those jugs of moonshine, I might stow them on my mopeds. I'll have to go back and look at that. But this is stowable. That reminded me of that. Soldering kit. Basically, it increases my mechanical and science checks. And here we've got, well, this one's too expensive. SWAT body armor. Can't do anything with that. But I could buy one of these. I think I'll actually buy this because that additional movement could be very useful. So we'll spend 4, and it does give me that extra survival skill as well. +1 movement, I need to spend 4 of my coins. These just get discarded. So while I'm thinking about, let's take those jugs of moonshine. Since they're stowable, there's no reason for us to have to carry them. And we'll stick them up here with these. So now that's using 3 of the 10 possible weight that the mopeds can carry. And then with our compass and maps, so it's going to give us +1 movement, puts us at 3. Who has the lowest survival skill right now? This guy has 7. He's got 6. He only has 5. He only has 5. And he has 6. So either the bouncer or our stunt driver. I like the idea of creating this kind of backstory for the bouncer, that he's some sort of ex-military. I mean, he's got the light machine gun. He's got the American flag. So let's go ahead and throw this on him as well, the compass and maps. All right, so now we move on to the town events chart. Each player rolls 1d10 and consults the chart to determine its effect on their faction's town. All right, so we got to roll 1d10. 7. So that has No effect. All right, so now we get to the part where the AI is going to do a few things, my opponents. So there's 3 of them, so they're going to each roll on this chart right here. Now, because of the difficulty level I'm playing, there can be up to 2 secondary effects, which you see some of these see no secondary effect, but here we have secondary effects all the way rest of the way up. So if I roll a 3, 2, or a 1, there's no secondary effect, but other than that, there will be up to twice here. So let's see what the first one is. We've got a 7 again. So, and this is the regulators. Get +5 town health and +3 prestige. All right, and then secondary effect for 5. Draw and play 2 cards from the red dot action deck. Right off the bat, they're hitting me pretty hard here. Let's see what we get. First one. Spy Master. Play during the end turn phase. Look at each player's hand of action cards. Keep 1 card from each player and return the rest. So I think, so the book kind of gives examples of how to use these when you're dealing with the AI. So basically I'm gonna randomly choose one of my action cards and discard it is basically what's gonna happen here. So I've got 4 of them. So we'll just roll this. Number 4, all right, so that is going to be my recon scout action gets discarded. So grinding to a halt. Play on an opponent before their party exploits phase. They receive a 2-week penalty chip and roll 1d6. By the way, ignore the stuff about when it's played. So I receive a 2-week penalty chip and roll 1d6. The vehicle is destroyed on a 1 or a 2. Oh, this could actually be good if we get rid of that vehicle. Parties on foot or horseback are immune. All right, so first things first, I received this 2-week penalty, which basically means I'm only going to have 2 weeks to work with on my when I get to my turn here in a second. And then I have to roll a d6 on a 1 or a 2. My mopeds get blown up. Hey, they get blown up. Oh, but my moonshine's in there. That sucks. I should not have moved the moonshine over there. But the moped's gone, and again, not a hard. It's not like the things that it gives me technically are better than having nothing, but I can't get rid of it to upgrade. Is why I wanted to get rid of it. And the last time I ended up with a moped, it forced me to get rid of a pretty nice vehicle. So anyway, mopeds are gone, and I have a 2-week penalty, so that's kind of rough. That was the first of the AIs. That was the regulators. So let's see what the next one does. 4. This is the Brotherhood, +4 town health and +2 prestige. Draw and play 1 card from the red dot action deck. All right, so we got Motel Hell. Roll 1d6. A 4. They are robbed. Discard all of their salvage coins. Well, the 2 salvage coins I had left get discarded, so not the worst thing in the world. That could have been much worse. And finally, let's roll for the Highwayman. Another 4. So they get 4 town health and 2 prestige. All right, moving on to the rest of my turn now. All right, here we come to the financial period. Sell. I can sell spoils and action cards. I don't have anything I want to sell right now, so not going to deal with that. I can purchase by a tier 1 talent technology. I don't have any money, so I can't do that. I can't hire anybody. All right. No non-player character mercenaries are on the board. So party exploits. I remember I've lost 2 weeks, which means there's a very limited amount of stuff I can do. So first to move, now I get a 3 movement bonus. Let's roll this. So, okay, I can move up to 8 spaces, all right? So I'm thinking I should move to a resource near one of these missions. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. I can't get to a resource there. If I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then I can come down to this mission next turn. I think that's what I'm going to do. So we'll go this way, come up to there. So in order to do this resource, to try to claim that resource, that takes 2 weeks. I only have 1 week left now because of the penalty. So instead of just have to do an encounter because I've ended my movement on that space, it is a plains space. So we draw a plains encounter card. Even at this great distance, it's obvious that the large group of refugees could use some assistance approaching cautiously, you ask to speak with their leader, desperately in need of food and safety. The adults listen to your proposal. You will escort them safely back to your town, supplying them with food, water, and protection. In return, they agree to become laborers in your town for 6 months, after which they'll be granted the full rights of citizenship. All right, so first, I get 4 coins just automatically. Most encounters are going to give you some amount of money just automatically for the encounter. Now, I've got to get 5 survival successes, all right? And then follow that up with 4 diplomacy successes. And if I manage to do that, I'll get this. And if I fail either of those, this happens. All right, so you see I have 1d10 for each color. The one thing I'll say is this is blue. I mean, as far as I can tell, that is definitely blue. And that looks purple to me, but that is definitely where that die belongs. All right, so for each of their, I'm going to roll a skill check for each of my guys, the red, orange, green, purple, and yellow. And they have to score at or below their survival skill check, and I get a total of 5 survival successes. All right, so a 1 is an automatic success. A 10 is a automatic failure. So not only that, but a 1 can be re-rolled, but it's a little bit of a risk because if you roll a 10, you cancel out all your successes, you know, even the ones you had rolled prior to that. So let's see where we're at. So with the doctor, 6 survival skill. So I have a 5 here, so that's 1 success. The 1's an automatic success. He doesn't have any additional ones here, so that's 2. Here, 8 is his survival, and we have 5, so that's 3. There's 4, and then here, 5, 6, 7, 8. So he did not get a success, all right? So we're at 4 successes. We need to re-roll one of these guys to try to get an additional one. He's at 6, he's at 5. I'll re-roll him. Ooh, just barely got a 6. So that is a 5th success now. So now we move on to our diplomacy check, which is going to, we need 4 of those. Yeah, we need 4 successes for diplomacy. Okay, so he has, so he has 8, he has 10 diplomacy. A 3 is definitely below that, so I have 1 success so far. Let's look over here. Again, 10, so that's 2 successes. We know this is a success, so let's look. And so that's 3, we need 1 more. And yes, that's 4. And then just as an example here, he has 12 for his skill for diplomacy. 5 plus 7 is 12, so that's 1 success already. And that 5 would have to be a 2 or lower, actually, because he has 12. And the second number there is a 2, so 2 or lower, and he doesn't have that. But he would have had an additional, that would have had 5 total successes here because he does have an automatic one. 7 plus 5 is 12. That's above 10. Point is, I have succeeded. So let's see what we get. Gain 1 spoils card, okay. The Combat Medic Satchel. Discard to instantly heal 4 physical damage to each of your party characters, or discard to prevent a character death. They have 1 health remaining. I'm going to throw this on my doctor again because he's able to use these things twice without discarding. And I'm just making him into a healing phenom now. He's at 22 medical skill. All right, so then I get 2 prestige, which puts me at 7 prestige, and 2 town health. All right. A little bit of story here. Your speech convinces them of your good intentions, and they make an excellent addition to your town. Oh, and by the way, I also had this diplomatic success that was there. Had I been 1 short, that would have helped me get over, so it would have been fine. Now, here's the thing. I have 1 week left. I don't want to leave this spot because next month I want to take that resource. The only thing I can really do that only costs 1 week is going to be an encounter deed. I don't want to move. There's no PvP option here, so I'm going to do an encounter. So I'm going to draw an additional plains card. And this time we've got wild horses. All right, so this is a wild animals encounter card. A member of your group identifies the recent tracks of a large herd of wild horses. Find and capture them. Horses can be used for transportation, labor, and even food, making them a valuable commodity. This immense herd should be enough to equip your party and help your faction. So first I get 4 coins, as you can see there, which brings me up to 8 total coins. Now I need to do 3 survival successes and then 3 survival successes again. All right, y'all, I'm trying to figure out how to get rid of that glare. I think that's a little bit better. My light is not cooperating with these cards as much as I'd like it to, but I think the surgeon's got a little bit of glare now, but it's not awful. So I think that's, we'll stay with that. Okay, so where were we? We need to get 3 survival successes followed by 3 survival successes. Oh, by the way, also, having this up here as part of the entire party, I can forget about it sometimes. This would have given me 2 additional skill for all of my people for diplomacy as well. So that's something I need to try to remember. It gives me diplomacy and it gives me combat. All right, so we've got a couple of successes here right out the gate. So that's 1 right there. There's 2 for survival. And I believe 3. So there we go. We're good. We can stop right there. Let's go in and do it again. Try to get 3 again. And that's going to be 1. That was an 8. I just knocked it over. That is not a success. So we only have 1 right now. That just barely makes it. He has 5. That's 5. So that's 2. We need 1 more. And he got it. Okay, that's good because that was a failure. But that is 3. So we got the successes we needed. And gain 1 prestige and 3 town health. Puts me at 8 prestige and 36 town health. I am really tearing it up the prestige track right now. Search the spoils deck and the discard pile for the 6 fast horses spoils card. Afterwards, reshuffle the deck. If that card is already in play, instead gain 15 salvage coins from the bank. All right, but 6 fast horses. Okay, so 6 fast horses plus 2 movement, 3 combat, 3 survival, 1 diplomacy, 1 medical. All right, so that is my vehicle now. And that is the end of my turn. So end of the turn, adjust the turn marker chip. So here's a turn marker. Not really used for a whole lot. I have had a couple of different times where a mission or point of interest would pop up that would only be around for a certain number of months. And so you put out something else out here, and when the turn marker reaches that spot, then it goes away. So sometimes that'll happen. More often than not, this is just to kind of give you a gauge of where you're at in the game. All right. So then this would pass to the next player if we had that, but obviously it doesn't. So we go back to the beginning. So at the end of the first round, I am at 8 prestige, which I've never been up to 8 prestige that fast ever. So that's pretty cool. And over here with the town health, I'm up here at 36 in front of everybody as well. Okay, so let's see, back to the beginning. The effects phase, we still don't have any of these things. World Encounter card's not out. Nobody has infected wounds. So yeah, we're good. So now let's receive an action card. All right, Interrogation. I can play this anytime and choose one option. Either receive 2 spoils cards after a successful encounter or mission card. Steal a spoils card that another player has just drawn and place it into your auction house. In that case, in a solo game, I would simply draw a spoils card from the top. So really, that one wouldn't really do anything for me. I might as well just do this one, wait for a successful encounter mission, then do that one. Or retrieve an action card from the discard pile. That could be good right there. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and play Hope and Solidarity. I can play it during the town business phase, which I am in right now. Choose one player to exclude. I think because the regulators are one step ahead over here, I'll exclude that player. And let's look. So I get 1 prestige. I get 1 prestige, and then everybody except the regulators also gets 1 prestige. Then 2 town health. And I get a character card. Dicky Bobby, long-winded salvage mechanic. I always find the best salvage. Just get me in and out of there one piece. I'll do the rest once per turn. After drawing a city or rat encounter, gain 3 salvage coins. And then if I had the Macho Tow Truck, salvage a vehicle on a 1 through 4. Okay. And then 5 health, 3 psychological health. I think I will go ahead and put him in my town roster. I'm pretty sure that whenever I gain a character out in the field like this, I can go ahead and replace one of my other ones. But I'm not positive on that, and he's not really, didn't seem like he was worth replacing anybody right now. If it comes to the point where I want to, I'll make sure I double check that rule. Draw 1 spoils card. We have here equipment book. This is Larry's Guide to Civil War Surgery. Well, let's give this to the doctor again. Discard after you have failed a medical skill check to succeed at it. This excludes the healing deed. So a lot of times what I try to do is always really equally spread out the bonuses, but I kind of like the idea of trying to specialize. I haven't done that before. I'm going to spread out most of the bonuses, but I'm going to specialize with healing with this doctor. So let's want to slip this under here. And let's double check. Well, that actually is 0 weight, so I don't have to double check that he's still carrying light enough weight. So we're good there. And you can see now he's at 10, 15, 22, 25 right now for his medical skill. All right, and then 1 action card. We get reinforcements. Play anytime, increase the difficulty of a combat skill check by 1 or add 1 success to a combat skill check made by a party or NPCM. This effect lasts for the duration of the PvP encounter or mission. Cool. And finally, gain 10 salvage coins, which puts me at 18 salvage. And then that gets discarded. Okay, so moving on. Where are we at? Yes, the resource production. We still just have 1 resource, so we gain 1 town health and 1 salvage coin, putting us at 19. And then we have the auction house. So let's draw 3 spoils, see if there's any we want to buy. Again, we have 19 coins. Now, I would like to start saving up coins to get to 30 so I can buy some of those town technologies. 2 of them cost 40. Everything else costs 30. So it could be good to save that up. Let's see what we have here, though. There might be something worth it. All right, so Sniperscope Kit. It's a permanent equipment. So once I attach this to something, it has to stay. He does give me first strike, but that really is only good for PvP. And again, like I said, that rarely happens from what I can tell in solo. Most must be equipped to an assault rifle or a rifle. I don't have any of that right now anyway, so definitely not going to worry about that. Don't have enough money for this, but look at this experimental laser rifle, top secret weapon. I would get +1 prestige. I would buy this if I had the coin, but I don't quite have it. May not be used in conjunction with a backpack, all right? And it's heavy. It's 7 weight there, so that is pretty heavy. And then a ranged handgun, the 44 semi-automatic pistol. All right, but I'm not going to buy that because I think I am going to save up for some town technologies. I can have up to 7 town technologies, including the 2 I started with. Remember, I started with the medical center and the learning center. So, okay, so then we move on to town events chart, all right? Let's try the blue die this time. 5, which, again, is no effect. You can see the higher numbers are bad, the lower numbers are good. Nothing doing there, so now let's roll for the regulators. A 7, that's probably not good for me, I think. Yeah, I think that, I might have rolled that. I think that is what they got last time. +5 health, +3 prestige. So regulators go to 40. They have taken the lead on town health, and they get 3 prestige, bringing them up to 6. And again, they're going to do 2 red dot action deck cards. The first one is the Pope. Okay, now I think this means that oh, see, they're going to hire these mercenaries, I think. Let me read up on this real quick, see how that works. I can't quite remember. All right, so this is actually exciting. I keep talking about how the PvP is not going to happen, and now look at where we're at. All right, so non-player character mercenaries drawn from the secondary effects come into play before the player takes their party exploits phase. So it's going to happen right now. That faction does not pay the hiring costs like the core rules. They originate in that faction's starting town location. So right here, since the regulators are the ones that are bringing them in, they're going to start there. Let me grab the Pope's token real quick. Hire during the town business phase, declare the target, any character in play. Unlike other NPCs, he immediately attacks them in solo PvP combat. His first strike ability deals an additional 1d6. The defender uses melee weapons only. If killed, his target also discards their equipment. Oh, I see. Okay. So that's why he doesn't have an icon. He doesn't go... So, like, there's these other things. The bounty hunters and the raiders move. They actually go out on the board. They move towards their target. Looks like the hitman just go... That's why there's no token that I could find, because he just automatically attacks. It's like an auto strike or something. What's to say? The Pope is infamous for his brutality. He has approached your faction and offered his services. Okay, so this is just going to be a straight up assault on one of my guys. Oh man. Okay, so again, attack a random party character by rolling 1d6. 2, he's going after... Okay, y'all, so bear with me. This is actually very exciting because, like I said, I had not had this happen yet. And so now I'm actually going to see what PvP combat looks like in solo, but we're going to be learning it together here, okay? So this symbol means he has a first strike ability, okay? So we have to do that first. And it says his first strike ability deals 1d6 damage, all right? So let's go on and roll that. He's attacking Gabriel. You can see there's a 2 there. That's what I rolled a second ago, was a 2 to figure out who he was attacking. He's attacking my Daredevil stunt driver. So 1 damage right off the bat. Now I was going to say he does have 1 armor from this party equipped armor, the cache of military body armor. However, first strike abilities ignore armor, okay? So he does get 1 physical damage dealt to him. All right, and he has 7 total health, so he can get up to 7. But now we got to go through PvP combat, okay? Because that was just the first strike from Pope. All right, and you can see this is going to be a melee only, which means the submachine gun cannot be used. He has to use just his 4 combat skill. This is not good. All right, so the submachine gun can't be used, and we're looking at, he has a combat skill of 15, 7 health, so he doesn't have the most health. These, by the way, would be used if it was a real player hiring them. That's what that stuff is for. We can ignore that because the NPC doesn't have to pay money. They don't have money. All right, so let's see what we do next. So next we're going to, both players roll party, not party combat skill checks, because this is so it's going to be just their skill checks. They each roll their skill checks, all right? All right, so let's go ahead and roll to see how many successes they'll get. I'll use this black die for the Pope. Now he has 15 combat skill. It means he already has 1 success. He needs to roll a 5 or less. He rolled a 7, so it's just 1 success. All right. Meanwhile, Gabriel over here needs to roll a 4 or less. And he rolled a 5, so he has 0 successes. He has 1. That means that he deals 1d6, because basically you do 1d6 damage per success more than the other person. So he has 1 more success, he'll deal 1d6. That's 2 more damage. Now this time there is armor, and that armor is going to absorb 1 damage. And so fortunately that armor will absorb damage every time, but so he only takes 1 more damage right now, okay? And here's something interesting, by the way. If I manage to tie, if we both had 1 success, then I would be dealt 1 damage, but NPCs involved in ties get dealt 5 damage. So that would be pretty helpful. So now we have to roll again. All right, and we keep doing this until one of us is dead, basically. All right, here we go. Now there's a flight ability. We both lost. We both did not get a success that time. However, again, 1 success automatically here. And let's see. 2. So again, 1 more damage. That'll bring me to 3. So let's just flip that over and take this one off. Okay. Oh my gosh, why am I using this? Okay, let's go in. We're going to slip this in to that last attack, okay? Reinforcements. Add once. I'm going to use the bottom half. Add 1 success to a combat skill check made by a party or NPCM. This effect lasts for the duration of the PvP. So I'm assuming that means the entire fight, I can give him 1 additional success, all right? So if that's not right, I apologize. That's how I'm going to play it. I'm pretty sure he gets 1 extra success. So that makes that a tie. You know what? I'm not gonna actually, we'll do it starting now. I'm not gonna go back. I'm not going to do any retconning here. We're starting now. He's called in for reinforcements. All right. So he now has 1 automatic success. He has 1 automatic success. Let's see where it goes. Oh, okay. So that's another success for him and 1 for him. So they both have 2 successes. So remember, that means he gets dealt 1 damage because they're tied, but that means he gets dealt 5 damage. And that's because he is a NPC involved in a tie. So if I get 1 more tie, then Gabriel will actually survive this hit from the Pope. All right, here we go. So Gabriel only has 1 success. The Pope has 2 successes now because this was a fail, but this was a success for him. He's at 15, so that gives him 1 extra. So it's 2 for him, 1 for me. All right. Oh, no. Okay, so that's going to be 4 damage. That is going to kill Gabriel. And if I had used these reinforcements earlier, I probably would have survived that. But live and learn. Gabriel's dead. The 9mm submachine gun will stay with the party. Pope's mission is complete. He goes away. Let's see, the person who needs help with combat the most. The doctor has 6. He definitely does not need help. He only has 5. So yeah, we'll give this submachine gun to Herman Crawford. Oh man, that sucks. Oh, I can get rid of this. That was last time. All right, well that was only the first red dot action card from the regulators. So let's get back into it. Look at this. It actually says here, if killed, his target also discards the equipment. So actually that submachine gun gets discarded as well. I'm guessing Pope took it with him. So what is the other red dot action card from the regulators? We have Against the Odds. Play anytime. Discard an action card attached to a town playmat or confiscate an action card attached to an opponent's town playmat and place it into your hand. Well, fortunately, I don't have either of those going on, so nothing doing there. By the way, just want to, and I'm glad I caught it relatively early. With the red dot action cards, they should be played specifically in the phase they indicate or immediately if it states anytime. So I have to make sure that I'm paying attention to that in the future instead of just ignoring when it says it should happen. Other than that, though, I was double checking to see if I needed to draw a new one if it wasn't able to be used. It doesn't say that in here, I don't believe, from what I can tell. So we're not going to draw a new one to replace that card that just had no effect. And we're going to move on to the Brotherhood. All right, so the Brotherhood 4, +4 town health and +2 prestige. So that puts the Brotherhood at 40. And then 2 prestige puts their prestige at 6. And then it says, as a secondary effect, lose 1d6 salvage coins. 6 salvage coins. That's rough. All right, so that puts me down to 13. And then finally for the Highwaymen, a 10. Wow, okay. So they're going to get 8 town health and 5 prestige. That's rough. 44. And that puts their prestige all the way up to 9. They're now tied with me. Now, fortunately, we already had 2 secondary effects, which means this secondary effect, which could be a doozy, doesn't happen because you only get 2 secondary effects maximum on the difficulty I'm playing. So that was a rough town events chart or town events sub-phase here. Let's move on to the financial period. Sell spoils and action cards. I don't really have any to sell. So I'm not going to do that. Purchase. I'm not going to purchase anything. I don't have any money. I don't have enough money to purchase them. So we're fine there. Town defense chips, I could purchase those, but again, I'm not super worried about them coming after my town. I'm more worried about them coming after me, so I'm not going to worry about that. Hire, I don't have anybody to hire, so we can get rid of that. And no NPCM, so party exploits. Here we go. All right, so first things first. Now, this is going to be a little dangerous because I'm down to, I only have 4 people in my party, but I can't get those other characters until I go back to my town. So I'm going to take the risk because I'm already at the resource right here. The party must occupy a resource hex to claim or destroy it. I'm going to claim it. Cost 2 weeks to do it, and we are in a plains area. Former Indian reservation. Set beside a large granite cliff and running parallel to a small stream, this Native American village is masterfully carved out of the bleak desert landscape. Having returned to the ways of their ancestors, their community and daily routines are incredibly efficient. Thankful of your news and the offer of trade, the village elders insist on giving you food and shelter. They also name you as guests of honor at the evening's gathering and feast. After dinner, the chattering ceases as the tribal council convenes. The elders speak of the apocalypse as punishment of man's folly. They describe their ancestors yearning for the return of the great spirits. It is foretold that this will heal the earth and revitalize the great herds. If Joseph Young Wolf is in your party, he is not. So I would immediately get 2 spoil cards if he were. He's not. Instead, I'd get 2 coins. All right, that puts me at 15. And then I need to do 3 diplomacy. All right, now I do have 1 diplomacy already because of my learning center. So here we go. I'm very thankful that diplomacy is what we're going for here. Because, let's see, the horses do have a possibility of giving me a diplomacy success. So we'll use them. I'm missing, here it is. Okay, so here we go. We only need 2 more diplomacy successes. All right. So we were at 712. So that's 1 success. So we're at 2 now. And then let's look at this one here. We were already at 10. So that was actually another success already. So, we got it. We had it before we even rolled. All right. And fantastic. Okay. So success means heal 1 damage per character. Well, nobody's damaged now because my poor guy died. And gain 2 spoils cards. Well rested, you trade with the friendly folk. By the way, just wanted to mention one thing. My combat medic satchel could have prevented Gabriel from dying. However, I'm pretty sure the way that would have worked, so it would have prevented him from dying. He would have had 1 health left, but the mercenary's mission was to kill him. And so he would have 1 health left. The mercenary wouldn't have left yet either because his mission is to kill him. And so they would have fought again. And it could have been that I then wasted the combat medic satchel and Gabriel died. So I just didn't mess with that. That would be better served when an encounter is about to kill one of our people and we can save them that way, I think. Or if they were better matched and had a better shot of actually taking out the person that they were fighting. Okay, but we have successfully completed that encounter, which means we now have another town resource. So now we'll get 2 town health and 4 coins every time, every round. And this goes out on the map right here. Oh, I can take this off. We didn't end up using that at all, did we? All right, so that was 2 weeks now. Now I have, in order to get a new person, I'm going to have to go back to my village there, to my hometown. So we're going to go in and take, because wandering out here with just 4 members of your party is a good way to get the rest of them killed. So we're going to go ahead and take a movement. 6 plus 2 plus 3 is 9, so that's plenty to get back here. I would go down this way so I don't go through the cities. Come back up here. Once I'm there, now I will go ahead. Oh, wait, I ended my movement there. That is a plains. I believe if it's in your hometown, I think I still have to do an encounter. So we're going to go ahead. Oh, no, look here, right here. By the way, this says when the party ends their movement, they must draw an encounter card or perform another deed appropriate to the location before they can move again. So you don't have to do an encounter. I would have anyway because I would want to try to build up. I mean, encounters are how you're going to get a lot of your resources early on. So I was thinking I had to, but I actually could have waited and just done that the resource deed next time. But basically, before you can move again, you have to do one of those things. The only exception is the party ending their turn in their starting town. So I'm in my starting town. I don't have to do an encounter card. I'll probably do an encounter deed here in a second to finish off the month. But first, let's get a character. Which one do we want? I think, again, hers just isn't. Oh, well, actually, reverse any action card played on your party. I could basically, that could be me canceling it. So that might actually be worth it after seeing what just happened. Once per turn after drawing a city rat event. You know what? Let's put Cassie out there. Let's put Cassie Reardon out there, and we'll see what she can do for us. And there you go. That's our playthrough so far of Fallen Land. I'm doing pretty good. Did have that one person get killed, but now we have replaced him with a new member of our team. So hopefully it's all just keep going uphill from here. We will be back with the third part very soon. I'm not sure if this is going to be a 3 or 4 part video or video series. So we'll see. The third part might be the finale. Might have to stretch it into 4 so I can keep it under that 45-minute mark. Hope you enjoyed it so far. Be sure to check the description below for various ways you can support the channel. Like, subscribe, click the bell, all those good things. And until next time, if you're bored online, board offline.